An Alhambra couple and their cousin are seeking more than $1 million in damages from Princess Cruises, alleging the company failed to take steps that would have prevented them from contracting COVID-19 in March aboard a ship that sailed from Sydney, Australia. A lawsuit filed earlier this month by Leroy and Gina Piali and their cousin, Elizabeth Hill of Honolulu, alleges Santa Clarita-based Princess Cruises negligently allowed the Ruby Princess to sail March 8 despite a previous COVID-19 outbreak on the ship as well as other vessels in its fleet. Yet they recklessly decided to board another 3,000 passengers on the Ruby Princess and put their lives at risk, which is why plaintiffs contracted the highly communicable disease COVID-19, the suit alleges. Leroy Piali said Tuesday he and his wife were sailing with about a dozen family members, most of whom did not become ill. He declined to elaborate. In a separate matter, a class action lawsuit was filed in June in U.S. District Court against Princess Cruises on behalf of the more than 2,800 passengers exposed to COVID-19 on the Grand Princess that sailed from San Francisco to Mexico in February. Megan Kamali, a spokeswoman for Princess Cruises, declined to comment on the pending litigation, but said the company is sensitive to the difficulties experienced by guests and crew members because of the COVID-19 outbreak. Our response throughout this process has focused on the well-being of our guests and crew within the parameters dictated to us by the government agencies involved and the evolving medical understanding of this new illness, Kamali said in an email. Princess Cruises made international headlines in early February when its Diamond Princess ship suffered a COVID-19 outbreak in Yokohama, Japan. The outbreak began with 10 cases, and rapidly multiplied to 700 cases, as a result of the flawed 2-week quarantine on the ship, the lawsuit says. The outbreak prompted the U.S. Centers for Disease Control to issue a statement February 18 on the dire conditions aboard the Diamond Princess. CDC believes the rate of new reports of positives new on board, especially among those without symptoms, highlights the high burden of infection on the ship and the potential for ongoing risk, the statement says. Among 711 Diamond Princess passengers and crew members, more than 800 tested positive for COVID-19 and 10 people died. Subsequently, Princess Cruises suffered 2 additional outbreaks on its Grand Princess sailings of February 11 and 21 out of San Francisco, resulting in more than 4 deaths and hundreds of infections to its passengers and crew members. Despite the outbreaks, Princess Cruises continued to sail from various ports of call, including Sydney, where the Ruby Princess was anchored.